Walk up in this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, bitch, I'm really him, on God. Walking this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, bitch, I'm really him, on God.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Rush. It is your boy, Max Crosby, in the building. I got my brothers with me, Brogan Roback, Darian Terrell. Look at what we're sipping on.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Zen Water. Shout out to Recovery. Shout out to the whole gang. Shout out to my
Crisp,
boy Lane.
ultra pure, vapor distilled water, Zen Water, 100% ocean-bound plastic, or 100% recycled ocean-bound plastic.
Taking
What
care
a
of the
product.
world. Taking care of your hydration all at the same time.
Brogan, what'd you point at there?
Oh,
Let's get this out of the way. Let's tell the world what happened here. I
appreciate that. I feel like we try to slide it in. They're going to see it on the ad reads anyways. We had a little fun with it, but black eye. I've lied about a black eye before in history. We know that. Okay.
I lied is with you.
Yeah, you were. Thank you. You were supposed to be my fall man, and you're too good of a guy that they actually didn't believe that you did do it. So I'm going to spice up and say,
hold on. The story was I elbowed you and broke your orbital because you scared me while I was hooking up my scooter in the middle of the night on the side of the house.
Is Ypsilanti not a scary place at night?
It is. But, in the moment, I thought it was good, and I still stand by my decision.
Yes. Well, I got into it with my dog, and he gave me a 1-2 piece. So that's what happened, and that's why I have a black eye. I was going to blame Max originally, but
you should have.
He did give you a black eye in pool basketball.
I did.
Yes, and then I had to go to UFC fight representing a black eye. We told everyone I fought and I roll around in the gym with the fighters. It seemed to work.
Yeah. No doubt.
That's all right. So Brogan has a boxer. If you don't know, boxers are named boxers because they throw jabs, and Brogan got pieced up by his puppy Blaze.
That's pretty classic.
Classic.
And now we're here. This is 5 days later.
It's all right. We're here. We got that out of the way. We're clear of the air. Energy's elite. I'm proud of you. You look great. Don't let anybody tell you differently. All right, 12?
Thank you very much. And then obviously got to see Max this week here in Michigan. So that was cool. We got to do a lot of shit. I feel like we should just start off with that. I don't know if you can tell anyone, Max, what you're doing out in Lapeer, but I would love for you to be able to discuss. I don't know if you can. If you can't, then we'll wait.
Yeah, we could talk about it. If not, then we'll have Alexis cut it. But I don't think the whole gang cut it. But I think we're good. But yeah, we are opening a sports complex in my hometown, Lapeer, Michigan, right off the highway. Formerly was the Polar Palace, where I used to drive by literally all the time. But it was a massive ice rink. It's a 90,000 square foot massive building. It shut down, unfortunately. But fortunately, I got some savages with me. Shout out my guy, Mark Smith, Smith Gyms. He came in. We partnered. We're doing an amazing deal together. And we're going to be getting after it. We got football, basketball, MMA. I think what do you say, 26 sports that we can tend to play.
4 golf simulators.
Golf simulators. Pickleball, lacrosse, bro, literally everything. So I've always wanted to do something big in my hometown. Obviously, being from Lapeer, it means a lot. And when the opportunity came about, the odds of that happening, that place opening such a big location, such a big venue, 24 acres, and being a part of that in my hometown, it's going to be called The Max. So big shout out to those guys. We got a lot of shit coming, but there's more details coming soon. They're inside, they're working, they're getting after it. It's going to be coming very soon. So it's a big deal. Giving back to the hometown. That's what we talk about all the time. Putting your feet in the ground, giving back to the ones that matter most, back home, people of need. We're going to have all type of things going on at that facility and helping a bunch of kids and getting them in a great spot. So we're fired up about it. And it's going to have a recovery element as well, which is amazing. And yeah, we're fired up. So we got to walk the whole grounds and everything. I got to go back to Lapeer for the first time in a while. So it was legendary for sure. So I'm fired up about it. And I'm glad Brogan got to see it. We got a lot of dope people involved, and it's gonna be a big deal for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome, bro. Like you said, all the sports in there. You're also gonna have a drip bar, which is cool. So nutrition, all that stuff is also going to be, provided for all these kids. So that's huge. Most kids at that age probably don't have those opportunity or resources. So I think that's massive.
All right, so the gym's good. You stayed in Ypsi, our old stomping ground, Eastern Michigan Eagles, the Crosby Field. How was it being there? You worked out there every single morning, 5:45 a.m. and savage, like I told you, in Crosby fashion. Nothing changes. How was it being back there? How was it getting a workout in the weight room? How was being in the facility? All that stuff in Ypsi.
It was dope, bro. It was awesome. I got obviously Rick Slate came with me, Tim Grover as well, T Jeezy. He came out with us, so I had those two savages with me, and we got after it, Monday and Tuesday, and it was awesome, bro. We had a great dinner Monday night as well. Got to smoke some cigars and just break bread, and it was awesome, bro. But being back in Ypsi, like, it truly is. Every time, like, no matter what, it's always special. And getting to see all those guys, seeing Mike Glass working with the offensive staff now, which is dope. Yeah, I had no clue. He ran up into the weight room, and he's in all Eastern gear, looking like a coach now. But big shout out to Mike Glass, bro. He's an absolute dog. He helped us get to a bowl game our last year. Great quarterback at Eastern. So yeah, it was dope. And he's a great teammate too. So seeing him being a part of that makes too much sense. And yeah, got to chop it up with the whole coaching staff and everything. So yeah, bro, it was a special time. It was quick. Like it happened so fast. But it was dope. Like when I got there Sunday, I got to see my uncle, Marco, as well. My grandma and all them. It's been a tough time. My grandpa Paulo just passed away recently. And my uncle Marco is going through it right now with his battle with cancer. So getting to spend some time with him as well was more special than anything. So overall, like, it was a great time. It was super quick, in and out, but we had an incredible time for sure.
Oh yeah. I'm glad that you were when you told us that you were going back you were knocking out all those things. I'm glad that you got to spend some family time because that's important. So shout out to your uncle fighting the good fight. Hope nothing but the best. So give me an update here. How's the ankle coming? I know you're progressing here closer. We're getting closer to OTAs. You're getting into starting to move a lot more. No boot. Back in the weight room, training every day. How we feeling?
Bro, phenomenal. I'm itching, but got to trust the process. I'm running in the Alter G. I'm running the Hydra Works. I'm getting to jog this week, on Friday. Get on the field, do some striders, do my thing. I'm in the sand pits now. I'm doing more and more. So I feel incredible. My ankle feels better every day. We're doing everything above and beyond. So I got nothing to complain about, bro. I'm blessed, in a great spot, mentally, physically, everything in general. So yeah, bro, we're getting closer and closer every day. So I'm super fired up, and I got to give credit to not only Rick, Tim, but also, Morgan. Morgan works with me every single day. She's incredible. Drew Grant, great trainer as well. Scotty Cortez, Alex Guerrero, the whole crew, everybody helping me out. Everybody's got a hand in helping me out during this process. So those guys deserve a lot of credit too, because me, like, I'm super, super specific and detailed and dialed in, and I want to be, we have these conversations all the time, but, like, I want to do it above and beyond and at the absolute highest level every time. So those guys make that possible for me, and it's been an incredible offseason so far. So yeah, I'm in a great place. I feel great, and I'm just, like, the hardest part is, like, right before you're ready to. You gotta just okay.
You gotta crawl before you walk, and walk before the whole time.
The whole
and you
nine.
Just motherfucker came out the womb trying to sprint.
Bro, trying to sprint all the time. It's like Ella, bro. Ella can't sit down for 2 seconds. It's like it runs in the blood. So, yeah, it's phenomenal though. I feel great.
Good. So being back in the facilities, I know you guys, and this is the time of year. A lot of new people come in. Unfortunately, you see some people go, but you see a lot of new faces in the building. How has that been for you? Have you been able to kind of connect with people? Anybody that you've had to have a conversation with that's a new face? How has that gone for you?
Yeah, obviously I got to chop it up with Gino. He got in the building. Jeremy Chin, Landon Roberts, a lot of new guys, that have come in. They're not here full time yet, but getting to meet their families and getting to meet them, it's been super dope. And I know those guys are super fired up and ready to go. Lonnie Johnson's another one. We might have some more pieces here soon. But yeah, everything has been smooth, and guys that love ball, we can relate all the time. You know what I mean? So I think that's the focus, is bringing in guys that truly love football and are about the right shit, and also have talent and can help make a difference. And that's what we're doing. So it's exciting. Obviously, free agency is a super exciting time, but now, the next phase is OTAs and the draft, and it's coming fast. Like, it's crazy. Every offseason, I feel like, just gets faster and faster. But it's been phenomenal so far, bro. All the new guys have been super dope, and just staying locked in. And yeah, bro, I'm fired up.
Now, how do you, when somebody new comes to the team, right? It's obviously it's different in the NFL, but you are the standard for the Raiders, right? The way that you work, the way that you practice, the way that you are in recovery. When does that bringing people and dragging people along to follow you start? Is that the first day of OTAs? Is that the first day that they're in the buildings? What does that look like, and how do you get those guys ingrained to your standard and the team standard?
Honestly, bro, it's one of the trickiest things in the league, because there's so much turnover, and I'm a guy that's there from January to January. You know what I mean? So a lot of guys like to leave, go back home and train until OTAs. So that's a difficult part about it. But we have a lot of guys in the building already, and the Isaiah Paloma's, the Jackson Powers Johnsons, the guys like that that are developing and getting better and evolving as players and starting to reach that next level. Like, those are the guys I got my hands on every day. And like DJ Glaze, another one, he's there every day. Gotti, Darnay Holmes. There's so many guys that that are in there getting work. So for me, the standard is set by action. You could talk about it all day, but you got to be about it. You know what I mean? That's why I pride myself on being the first there, the last to leave, and I live by that. So my teammates getting to see that, I feel like, is super important, and showing them the ropes. Like, listen, there's always another level you can get to, and I feel like me being in my position, like, I've had success. I've made a lot of money in this league, and all those things are cool, but I haven't won. You know what I mean? Like, what is next for me? How can I get better? That's the way I approach it. So it's a challenge for me. It's not like I got all the answers. I'm chilling. All right, cool. Just, if guys are not trying to work, like, no, I'm going to push everybody. I want people to be uncomfortable. A guy that, I'm not going to give him all the flowers yet. I don't want to get too excited, but like a guy like Jackson Powers Johnson, like, he's been with me majority of the offseason, and he's been pushing himself, and I've been on his ass all the time. And a guy like him he's already a talented ass player. He's got the ability. Obviously went to Oregon. He had, won whatever the award is for this, best center, all that. He's got all the ability. He's got all the talent. It's about tying everything together. So having him there, meeting me there at 6:15 every morning and getting after it and putting in the work and suffering, him going through that shit is real. And he's suffering. It sucks. It's hard some days. He looks at me like, this motherfucker, but he's responding, and he keeps showing up. So I'm really excited for a guy like him. I really, we had a rough start, but he's grown a lot, and he's still got a ton of work to do. And we still got a shitload of work until we get to the season. So I'm going to keep staying on him. But, a guy like him, I'm super excited about. DJ Glaze, all those young guys, I want to be able to help them reach their next level. That means more than anything to me. And that's what I got to do, as being the leader and being the face of the franchise. That is something that I pride myself in a lot. And if we want to win, that's what we got to do. It's got to be all of us. You know what I mean? And football is the ultimate team sport. So evolving not only as a player, but as a leader, as a example, all those things matter to me. And that's what I'm about, bro. Elevating, being limitless in everything I do. And that's what I'm focused on. So it's been really awesome, for real.
All right, for some time now, I thought I had to choose between looking good and feeling comfortable. If I wanted to dress sharp, I had to suffer through stiff, uncomfortable pants, and really weren't most fashionable pants either. So if I wanted to be comfortable, I'd end up in baggy sweatpants, joggers, anything that made me look like I'd given up on life. Then I found Bird Dogs. My favorite part with these pants, there's no stiffness, no awkward bunching. You're just pure comfort, literally, with like a tailored fit at the same time. I've worn them on work. I've worn them on flights. I've on the golf course with. They're just versatile, and I never have to think about changing. And the quarter zip I got right here for you guys, I just threw it on. It feels great. I've worn it now for 3 weeks straight. It feels like super soft, super clean, perfect for literally any occasion. I'll wear it to the range, wear it to work, wear it on the podcast. Literally will wear it anywhere. Also can lounge in it. Very comfortable. Now here's the deal. Bird Dogs is hooking you up with a free hat when you order. Right here. Got it for you. 98%ers. Go to birddogs.com and use code THERUSH to get yours. That's birddogs.com, code THERUSH. Seriously, get the free hat, grab the best pants of your life, grab the best quarter zip of your life, and you can thank me later.
One last question for you here on this topic. With all these new people coming in, and you even said you don't know everything, you actually have a unique opportunity to learn from people who have been all over the league. You've been at the Raiders since you were drafted, right? From Eastern Michigan straight to the Raiders. Do you sit down and kind of learn, like, hey, do an audit of what we do and how we operate and how we practice and how we meet and how we work out? And how does that compare to all the other places that you've been with the guys that are fresh to the league or fresh to the Raiders?
Yeah, I think honestly, like having new coaches all the time, everybody has a different philosophy. So for me, I know it's worked for me on a personal level. And these are the type of conversations I've had with Brady. Like, how many guys could I bring with me? How many guys are you going to get to buy in? What does that look like? How can I take that next step? And how can I push the culture? And there's been a lot of head coaches and they have different philosophies, but a guy like Pete Carroll likes it a certain way. And today, like I ran into him today, we had a great conversation. We're talking about the same exact thing. And he's giving me ideas and this is what I think would work. And this is what I think you're doing great at and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, listen, I'm here to be critiqued. I know I never got it. There's a whole nother level I'm trying to get to and tap into. And those guys have done it and they've won at the highest level and they know what it looks like. So for me, I'm just trying to absorb as much information from them, from Brady, Pete Carroll, all the guys that have won, because it's great to have a great personal, I've had great personal success, but I'm a winner. Like I want to win. I want to win. I will do anything to win. So those guys are going to help me put me in that position. So I'm just trying to soak in as much information and learn from those guys more than anything. And for me, just being with the guys, it's about pushing that. You know what I mean? Well, however I can. Obviously, I'm going to be myself. Like I know how to win. I'm a winner at the end of the day. But it's about bringing everybody with me. And if we want to win, ultimately, I got to be a big part of pushing that. And I plan on doing that every single day. So, yeah, I think every coach, like I said, has a different philosophy. And when you have a guy who's a proven winner like Pete Carroll, like you're going to listen to everything he's saying. You know what I mean? Because he knows what it takes.
We know it's March 27th when this episode drops. Okay. We're in the heat of March Madness. We're not going to belabor on it a bunch. This is a football, NFL podcast. We get it. But who are we to not talk about it? If you guys have to choose right now after watching the first 2 rounds of March Madness, who's going to be your winner?
March Sadness. That's really what it's
Brogan, you start.
I'm going with Duke, bro. All day, every day. Duke.
Yeah.
Duke's too good. They got Cooper Flagg. They just got the talented Whites, and they're better than everyone, bro. I mean, truly, I think as long as if they stay healthy, that's the main thing. But they're just, I think in every facet of the game, they're a tough team to beat. Obviously, you got exciting teams like Arkansas. That's a fan favorite, and we're one of them. We love that. We love Calipari. Calipari, actually, kudos to him. First coach ever to send 4 different teams to the, the Sweet 16. So it would have been either him or Patino. And unfortunately, they had to face each other, and only one could make history. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's Duke. But what I'm really praying for, I'm praying for Michigan State to both win so they can play each other.
Izzo's an absolute G. And I'm glad you mentioned them because I do like Sparty. I've always been a fan of Sparty. So I'm rooting for Sparty to win. But I think Duke. Duke is a powerhouse. They're too loaded. They have a great coach. They got talent literally everywhere. And I think they got the best player. Cooper Flagg is an absolute problem. And I don't see them losing. Unless they catch somebody that gets just hot at the right time, I think it's going to be tough. But I do love seeing like the BYU still alive. I love seeing Arkansas. Like I root for every underdog. So I'm not rooting for Duke whatsoever. I'm rooting, you know me. I'm rooting for the dog at all costs, no matter what. Besides Michigan State, and all the underdogs.
I kind of wish there was more underdogs in the dance right now, though. To be honest, like I felt like there wasn't as many upsets this year.
Yeah, who's like the biggest?
We talked about this today. Is there
Maryland?
was no? Don't get me started on them, but there was no upsets in the first 2 rounds. So the upsets are going to come this round. I very much so believe. Yeah, but like that's usually you really have like this crazy Cinderella story where they make a long run.
Yeah,
it hasn't been anything crazy. Not a lot of upsets going on, and you might have a 6 beating a 7, or a 6 beating an 8, stuff like that. But I think that it's going to come this round. I think you're going to see Arkansas win. I think
Arkansas beats Tech.
I think you're going to see Michigan win. I think there's going to be some good shakeups in this.
You think this Michigan
round.
Beats Auburn? I think they're going to get there.
I do wholeheartedly.
I feel like them having 2 7-footers, especially in college, is definitely a problem.
If they
for people.
use them, that's my whole gripe.
Yeah.
They want to sit out there and be Golden State, 3 years ago and shoot, bang in the paint, use the big boys.
Utilize the big boys, Darren.
You have to. This is what I told him. This is what I said. So I'm going to tell you right now. I think that I can't disagree with you guys that Duke has the best player in college basketball, but I'm going to go with the Florida Gators. I'm going to say Florida is going to go back to the Joakim Noah days. I think that they have a chance to make a good run.
They could.
But the team I'm rooting for, I got 2 of them that I'm really rooting for. And that's, of course, Arkansas with the alien freak center. He's an athlete. Anytime he gets the ball, he's shooting it. 100% of the time, he will put that bitch in, at least try and shoot it. Second's Maryland. He gave me faith in the big boys playing in college basketball.
Queen?
Yes.
Yeah, Queen.
I texted you guys. I literally said 25. It was like the first half. I said, this guy gives me hope in the big boys in college basketball. Yeah. And then he comes out and makes that shot, and I was so fired up. And I mean, non-biasedly, I didn't have any bets on it, but I'm gonna ignorantly take Maryland to win, and I'm also gonna take Arkansas to win. So that's my two underdog plays.
Yeah, I had Maryland in my pool to win $180,000. Cooking. I needed that in 3 different ways. So you know what? I'm actually happy Maryland pulled it off at the last second.
Are you gonna ride with me on this? Arkansas, Maryland, Moneyline King.
I'm rocking Arkansas for sure.
All right, fellas, listen. Let's talk wallets. If you want yours to shine like the one I got on my eye here, I got the perfect one for you. For years, I've been carrying around a bulky wallet. Actually, I would sit down on it, throw out the sciatic nerve. Never a good thing. It was stuffed, filled with old receipts, way too many cards, and it looked like it had been through war, which it had been. Not only did it add a second bulge to my pockets, but sitting on it actually messed up my posture. Then I switched to Ridge, and let me tell you, it's a complete game changer. This is a carbon fiber, specifically, sleek, modern design, holds up to 12 cards plus. I like to push that limit a little bit, okay? And then on the back end, you got a little spot here. Put the cash down on. There's also many other colors, flavors, if you will, materials like aluminum, titanium, carbon fiber like mine, but crazy durable. This thing will last a lifetime. And here's the best part. Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology, so your info stays safe from digital thieves. Peace of mind and style, that's a win-win. Right now, Ridge is having their once-a-year anniversary sale, which means you can get up to 40% off. Go to ridge.com/The Rush to check out their biggest sale of the year. That's ridge.com/The Rush. After you grab yours, let them know you heard about the Ridge from this show. Fellas, lose the bulge.
All right, we'll switch gears here. Let's get into NFL. I know that we took a little bit of a break last week, guys.
I want to interrupt.
And we did that because, and before we get into it, we're going to talk to
one last thing about March Madness.
Party.
And they're not f***ing slick. And I'm just going to put it out there right now. Okay? I don't think anybody's throwing games. I don't think games are rigged. I've been battling that forever. I've never been on that side thinking that sports are actually rigged. But I will say, these referees putting the game in the bonus with 11 minutes already left in the game, and I'm talking about every game is already in the bonus with 11 minutes left. They are being able to call there's a foul every time down on the floor. Like, they're keeping the spreads close. And if they think they're fucking slick, they're not. I've been all over it so far. And this is a PSA right now. You keep getting these guys in the double bonus with 7-8 minutes left in the game. You're ruining the game, and you're ruining everybody's pockets, and I'm on to you. But I just had to get that out there because they're not slick. It's every game. Pay attention.
Ooh.
I agree.
I like the passion. I do. I can't disagree. I think I saw it was like 7 minutes left or whatever game it was that I was watching over the weekend. They called 39 fouls with like 7 minutes left in the game. Swallow the whistle and let these boys play. This isn't the NBA.
Bro, yes. No. But even in the NBA, in the playoffs, they're not calling shit.
No, not in the playoffs. They aren't.
Play.
Yep.
They're not, bro. That's the one thing people could say about, obviously, regular season can be ticky-tacky sometimes, but like, bro, they're letting them play in the playoffs. Like, this shit is – nobody wants to watch a free throw game back and forth for 12 minutes. It takes 5 hours, and nobody wants to watch it, bro. It's just not –
I hate it.
Stupid. I agree, bro. I'm fully on board.
Yeah, I like that energy, and I appreciate that call out, 12. So thank you for it, because
Dan Hurley's getting fined. Find me too. Send me out the first 3 games next year. I don't care, because I'm going to stand up for what's right. These guys are screwing other guys over, and more importantly, they're screwing me and my friends over with our bets. So I'm not for it, and I just want everyone to know we are catching on. And yeah, that you might not be rigging the game, but we know what you're doing. You're having a control. They're having a control of to some aspect of this game, and I don't like the end of it. Let the Cinderella teams win. If I'm better than you by 40 points, well, it's too damn bad. I'm going to beat you by 40. You know?
It's too damn bad.
I needed to get out there.
I like it, 12. I love it. Hey, we're going to be on the watch out for it. So what he's saying, we had to get that off his chest. Yes. If there's a large spread, take the points. All right. All right. That being said, we obviously we didn't have an episode last week. We had the vlog. It recapped our weekend in Vegas. Shout out Max for the foundation. Shout out Max, 5 years sober. Great accomplishments. So real quickly, Max, we're not going to take too much of your time, but give the people a recap that they didn't see in the vlog about our weekend last weekend. Like, what stuck out to you the most? There was a lot of emotions. There's a tearjerker. You wanted to go play a game of football after watching your highlights. We had a rager back in the Y2K era. What stuck out to you the most, and what was your highlight from the entire weekend?
God, where do I start? I don't know. I think, honestly, the most important and the dopest part for me was just having all my favorite people in one spot. You know what I mean? That's honestly everybody, all my closest friends, obviously you guys, the girls, the boys, everybody. We had a whole gang of, like we talked about, the new Sopranos in town. So that shit was legendary. I had so much fun. And honestly, it started off perfect with the foundation event, how it went, being at the stadium, just for the fact that Mark Davis would be so willing to allow me to have literally access to the most amazing football stadium in the world, to put my own foundation event together, was honestly so dope. And so much money that was raised, unbelievable amounts that were raised that we're going to be given back to so many different kids in need, and so many different great foundations. That shit was amazing. And then obviously Saturday, getting to cut loose and just having an absolute ball. Shout out to the Red Rock, like we said multiple times, but the Red Rock hosting the 5-year sobriety party. And honestly, one of the funnier things of the whole weekend that nobody got to really see, or maybe I'm the only one that sees it, or maybe I know you guys are very aware and locked in on little funny shit, but just the comments that make me laugh more than anything. And on like my Instagram posts where I'm smoking my stogies and shit like that, they're like, there was so many comments that are like, oh, he's hitting the blunt. I thought this dude's
fried.
He's fried. He's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, I can't even smoke a cigar. I'm like, bro, I'm celebrating my 5 years of sobriety. Why would I be smoking a blunt at my
posting
party
it
and posting it online? Like, the logic of that is insane. And then also, like, people always refer back and, like, I know you can't control it. Like, I really don't care. Like, I think it's hilarious. But like, the interview where they're like, oh, he's hitting the wood. I'm They're like, oh, what do you mean? He's smoking wood. What do you mean he's sober? I'm like, bro, I'm hitting an acid blondie. Like,
California sober is
yeah,
what they always say.
Hit it a little bit, you know what I mean? Maybe, but it is what it is. Like, I got the best cardio in the world, and I love my cigars, so don't play with me. So yeah, I love you guys though. Honestly, those comments put light into my day because I die laughing. I'm like, people really are twisted, but it is what it is. I still love you guys with all my heart and soul, but yeah, it was a great weekend, bro. I had so much fun being with y'all, being with the whole gang, the family, the cousins, brothers, everybody coming out. It was dope.
It was absolutely iconic. I think it's like the pictures, and Katie and I will keep talking about it. It's just like there's so many good pictures that captured the entire weekend. It was unbelievable. So we appreciate you putting on events like that, and the foundation was crazy. Not crazy, but it's kind of a surreal moment to be able to kind of stop and smell the roses. I think the foundation is a living, breathing entity, if I should say, of what you are and what you've gone through. And you never really get to stop and realize all of the things that you came from to where you are today until you're forced to. And I think that the Foundation Gala really forces you to do it. They had a great video where Rachel talks about, way back when. And not a lot of people have the luxury of being able to see the journey. But I think that was probably one of the most surreal moments it was funny because I was sitting at the table and I told Katie, I was like, babe, we were behind the camera in this picture that they keep showing. Or like, we were there for this. So it's like, we've seen the journey and we get to look across the table and see who you are and where you are today. So everybody might think like the sobriety piece, and we talked about it a lot, but this made you who you are today, and the sacrifices that you made got you to where you are. So that was the highlight for me, is being able to literally be forced to stop and smell the roses, and everybody else had to acknowledge that as well. So that was pretty sick.
No, that shit was, bro, so dope. I can't even explain it, bro. And having all of you guys there and just enjoying the moment, and you know me, like I really struggle to look, and appreciate. Not appreciate, that's not the word, but like, I'm not the type of person to be, tap myself on the back or comfortable. I never want to have that feeling, but like, like you said, I was forced to, and like, it was so cool. Just like the support, having, Jim Gray there, freaking Reggie Jackson, Mr. October is there and supported me. The owner, our president, Sandra, like, the whole bare knuckle fighting championship crew, my people over there, like, so many people flying all the way across the country to support me. Honestly, bro, it's so humbling and so dope. And it gives me even more motivation to do more and be the best version of myself. So yeah, bro, that shit is special. And without my 5 years, like I said, like, now I have over 5 years, and I would not be here or be in this position, or we wouldn't have this podcast, or we wouldn't have, new contracts and, more success and more business and more football and more, just everything, just abundance across the rest of my life. Like, it would not be possible, and being able to give back and help other kids if I wasn't sober. So I don't think people realize, like, I struggle to really open up fully about how, like, grateful I am for that. But it truly means more than anything to me, like, being able to make that type of impact. And it makes me even go harder. And I know we got so much more room to grow and so many more people to help. So yeah, bro, it's all the people supporting and behind that, and Bert running the foundation. And, there's so many people involved, Alexis, CJ, like, literally just so many people, Chris as well, Chris Wheatfeld, bunch of legends. But I love all you guys if you're watching. And yeah, bro, we got a lot of work to do. So it's fucking exciting for sure.
Bert puts on a production. Shout out to him. Him and his team killed that.
Killed it.
Condor Cartel, I've got something exciting to share with you. The Bitcoin Conference is coming to Las Vegas May 27th to May 29th at the Venetian. The Bitcoin Conference is the world's largest gathering of Bitcoin enthusiasts and the industry's leaders, hosting names like Michael Saylor and Donald Trump. This is a premier event to dive deep into the world of Bitcoin with presentations by renowned experts, groundbreaking announcements, and individual networking opportunities. Whether you're a seasoned Bitcoiner or just curious about the future of digital capital, this conference is something for everybody. Plus, with official after parties every night, it's not about learning, it's about connecting and celebrating with like-minded individuals. What better city than our own Las Vegas, Nevada? The Condor Cartel gets a special 10% discount on all ticket types. Just go over to b.tc/conference/2025 and use code THERUSH at checkout. That's b.tc/conference/2025 and use code THERUSH, THERUSH at checkout. Go snag your tickets today. Secure your spot now and join the digital revolution. This is your golden ticket to be a part of an event that will define the future of finance. All right, let's switch gears here. Let's talk about things that we've been hitting the headlines across the league. We had pro days coming up, right? We had the NFL Combine, we had the pro days. Something that jumped out, okay? Jalen Milroe ran a 4.37 at his pro day. A 4.37. What are our thoughts? We know we love to give an athletic quarterback the tag of he's going to go to the NFL and be an athlete. I'm going to reserve my opinions and ask both of you all, one as an NFL legend and the other as a former quarterback. What are your thoughts of Jalen Milroe, and does this, help him in his journey here?
Brogan, QB1, you hit us first.
You don't want my real answer right now.
Is it going to be the same as mine?
Oh my God. Sorry. I'm going to lose my fucking composure in about 2 seconds.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
I mean, it obviously is super impressive. 4.37. I mean, there's not a lot of guys at any position that are running that. But I don't think this is a Lamar Jackson situation where it's like, hey, you should play a different position. I would love to see him throwing the ball more. I don't know. If someone wants to take the chance on him and develop him, then I guess we'll find out and see. I just don't know. I mean, quarterback position in the NFL is super elite. Super, super elite. And the one thing you really, really have to do outside of being able to throw the football, and I think that's where the question lies with Jalen, can you throw the ball, is also right here. Can you figure out what the defense is doing? Can you get in and out of checks? Can you figure out the hot reads? Like, these are all question marks I'm sure teams all have for him. Nonetheless, I still think that there's a lot to prove. I really do. And like, if I'm being genuine in grading him, I've been through this process. Yes, he can run a 4.37. Where does that really get you in the NFL at that position? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't take him till 6th, 7th round, to be honest. Now this is a weaker draft class in the quarterback, so I don't know. You got to kind of gauge that at the same token. But like, I'm taking Quinn Ewers, I'm taking guys like that well before Jalen, just because. And I don't want anyone to think like, oh, I'm shitting on him. I'm trying not to. I'm just giving you the honest feedback to what I see. Why not try him out in something else? I don't know. Now, has he ever played another position? That's a different story. And the NFL is probably not the place to start, but we'll see.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take. No, I feel you. You're a quarterback. You see, the position better than all of us. But yeah, I think that's honestly, for a guy like that who's definitely has a lot of room to grow. He's got all the physical, intangibles. He's got he's freaky fast, could jump out the roof. He's athletic, can run, scramble. He's got a strong arm. But like you said, bro, this is what wins upstairs, you know what I mean, for quarterbacks. And he is young, you know what I mean? He could end up being an incredible player, and I hope he does. I don't know him personally. I don't know how he's wired. I don't know how he works. I don't know any of that. So I'm completely ignorant on that side of it. But I think a guy like him, the best thing for him would be to possibly sit behind a guy who's already very well established. Like if he were to go to Baltimore and learn from Lamar Jackson for a few years and maybe goes and get traded somewhere else, and because Lamar's gonna be playing for a long time, but go behind a seasoned vet who can really sit there and teach him the game, and a great coordinator as well. I think that is, for any quarterback, any young guy coming to the league, is super important. You see a lot of guys that get drafted top 10 but don't really have a mentor in that room, and they just are thrusted into being a starting franchise quarterback, and then struggle, and then they never are the same again. I think that's also unfair to them. You know what I mean? So I think for a guy like him with that much talent, I think it's super important for him to get into a great organization and learn from a great leader in that room. So that's my take on it.
I mean, I feel like
I think him higher than the 6th or 7th, though. I think he's got too much ability, because you see guys like, Anthony Richardson.
that's what I
went
was
top
going to
10.
ask you.
You know what I mean? And Jalen Milrose had more college production than Anthony Richardson. So, if you look at it that way, I'm not saying, he's going top 10, but I think he can be a 2nd-round pick, 3rd-round pick, something like that.
Yeah.
For a team, if you really love him and you believe in what he can be, you take a guy if you really think he's that, got that much ability.
That's a good point. I was actually going to ask you, where's the comparison lie kind of between him and Anthony Richardson, right? Like, I think if he had more time to sit, Anthony, that is, like, you're seeing it now. They debated it last year and they did it, right? They had him sit in the middle of the season behind Joe Flacco. Then they end up changing their mind. I think this really goes into like the NFL and the team, the organization, and developing quarterbacks, which is honestly hasn't been a strong suit lately in a lot of places here in the NFL, because they rush that process with the quarterback. And I feel like this is one of those instances you really have to be patient. You have to have a real plan in place, and you have to trust that plan, right? Like, hey, it's easy when you're losing games and you're like, well, we got this guy we just drafted, money just sitting on the bench. We need to play him. But if you can really just battle through that and see the bigger picture and be like, that's okay. We'll chalk this season up. We'll still develop him. Next year, let's give him a chance, right? I think, to your point, Max, he has to be in the right situation, the right team, the right quarterback room. And like I said, it's all about the developmental process and the plan that they have in place for him. 6-7 is probably harsh. Just the end of the year, though, for me personally, those big games, that Michigan game hurt. And then you watch the Senior Bowl and they're showing clips like, these guys are running drag routes, bro, and he's hitting the ground. And there's some stuff that's on air. And, so that's where my hesitation personally comes from. I have nothing against him. Obviously, he plays for our former coach, DeBoer, or did. So
shout out Kalen.
Shout out to Kalen. So obviously, we're rooting for him at the end of the day. I got to be devil's advocate here. That's all.
Yeah, I like it. That's what the show's about. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it honest. But yeah, that's the toughest thing. I'll leave this is the last thing. I don't want to keep harping on this quarterback situation, but I think nowadays, especially, I feel like there is no exact formula to developing a quarterback. That's the hardest thing. You look at some guys come in the league. Look at Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Daniels comes in and lights the league on fire. C.J. Stroud did the same thing, and he came right into it. You know what I mean? And had success. There's also guys like you look at Jordan Love. I think Green Bay has done it better than anybody over the last 30 years or whatever. How they get quarterbacks ready, let them sit for 3 years and then let them rock, and they're ready to go. You know what I mean? So, there's no perfect formula. There's guys that have come in and done it right away. There's guys that sit and end up being great. I just feel like it really comes down to this and this as a quarterback. If you got the right heart, the right mind, you're gonna make it happen if you're wired the right way. So,
amen.
Yeah, best of luck to him though. I'm extremely curious. He's like the ultimate wild card. I feel like in this whole draft process.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, we have a couple big headlines here. Stephon Diggs lands with the Patriots for a 3-year, $69 million contract. Thoughts on that? Patriots, Vrabel might be doing something, cooking something up this year. What are you guys' thoughts on this signing?
What do you think, Max? You like it?
I like it. No, I like it a lot. I think Stephon, I know Stephon personally. Got to spend some time here in Vegas with him. Been to a couple Pro Bowls and stuff with him. He's a great dude, and I know he obviously gets a bad rap in some areas, and some people have their words because how receivers can get. Receivers can get that way. But he's passionate, and I know people that have spent time with him, been his teammate, they actually do love him. And he's about ball, and I know he's a worker. So I think him being with Vrabel and Vrabel being able to be in his ear constantly, I feel like is going to be great. And the fact that he's getting another chance to be a number one guy is huge, and he doesn't take that lightly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's not many other teams, I feel like, a lot of teams have number ones, you know what I mean, for the most part. And I feel like him being able to go to New England with a young quarterback he's going to be itching to go out there and be at his best. And they got a lot of young guys. They've paid a lot of people. They brought a lot of people over there. Vrabel's all about the right culture. I think they're doing it right, bro. And I think they're going to, definitely improve this year for sure. But I like Diggs a lot. I think he's a good player. I've talked to him a lot over the years. And, I'm rooting for him for sure.
Are you a little surprised they didn't run it back in Houston with him at all?
It was a quick stint. I mean, he tore his ACL. He had I think he was a free agent too.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's tough. They just paid Nico Collins. They're about to have to pay Stroud here in the next year or two. They paid Danielle Hunter. They got to pay Will Anderson in the next year. Like, there's a lot of guys that are going to be getting that bag. So,
yeah,
I mean, there's only so much money you can pass around. And I feel like a guy like him coming off an ACL and only got to play 8 games, like, obviously it's a short stint, but it's just tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation.
I mean, I think it's big kudos to obviously Stephon Diggs moving back to being number 1 receiver like you hit on. But honestly, I think it's a big tip of the cap to Vrabel. Tipidus. Big tipidus to our boy Vrabel because, like you said, they spent a lot of money in free agency. They've gotten a lot of key pieces, and then going and getting a guy like Diggs when the last few years since Brady kind of left, it hasn't really been an organization or an admirable place that people want to go and live or play football at. And now I feel like he's kind of bringing that juice back there. So I'm excited to see it. And honestly, I'm excited to see him with Drake May because Drake May, in my opinion, is this is no sly. But in my opinion, he's like a poor man's Josh Herbert. Oh my God, Justin Herbert, or like a Josh Allen. And I don't even want to use the word poor man's because he's just so young and going to develop, and he's going to have a great career. But I should just say he's similar to those two quarterbacks.
He's a baby Herbert /
I like that. Yeah. So
sure.
I'm excited to see that, and he's going to be great, I think, for Drake May's development, to be honest with you. So, and honestly, that division's obtainable for him. So it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it for sure. And Diggs get back on track. It's better for football when he's playing.
Have Russell Wilson signing a 1-year deal with the Giants. All right, you got Sam Darnold going to the Seahawks. What does this mean for Aaron Rodgers? Where is he going?
I think he retires.
Whoa!
I think he retires.
Brogan, can you sleep at night knowing that Rodgers isn't strapping up that singular chin strap on Sundays?
No, I need Aaron strapped on. I need it. Okay.
Come on, dude.
Diaper mask. I'm talking about the diaper mask. He needs to have that thing strapped on, ready to go, ready to play. Okay? Look at Max. He's flipping me off.
I hate you. I knew it was coming from
a
mile away. I saw it.
You really think that? You have said that weeks ago. You did say that weeks ago.
I've been saying it, and the fact that I think that he's not with Devontae and he's not very familiar with Pittsburgh. I don't know. I feel like he retires. He's about 42 now. I would like that. I feel like that makes sense. Him going to the Steelers, and I think they need a quarterback. They need a guy who's a vet, proven dude. But I don't know. I don't see it. I just don't see that as a thing. I can't see him in a Pittsburgh uniform. I don't know. My brain can't put that together.
Apparently, he spent 6 hours there. Apparently, he spent 6 hours with the Steelers, and what he's looking for is kind of like that same feel he had in Green Bay, right? This is my thing. And I'm going to say this, and it hurts for me to say this, honestly, because I would ride with Aaron. But I feel like whether Green Bay was pushing him out or not, I feel like he maybe thought the grass was greener somewhere else, learned very quickly that it wasn't. And now he's chasing something that he's already had his entire career. And sometimes that does not come around again. You know what I mean? Like when you're in a special place that matches you perfectly, it just might not come up again. But I think the Steelers as an organization, the rich history behind it, and playing with a guy like Tomlin, I feel like would be right up his alley. But I kind of everybody's point, I don't know what he's looking for right now. I don't know what it is that he needs. And I think to your point also, Max, I think all he's doing, like you think of guys like Cam Hayward, you think of just all the players that have been through Steelers history, and even Tomlin, a no bullshit guy. All this lingering around, I feel like is just going to piss somebody off, and it's probably pissing a lot of people off. And that's not a great foot to get started on. So I don't know. I hope he doesn't retire. I hope he plays. I don't think the Vikings are in play anymore. So It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's good for the league what Rodgers is playing. Like regardless, I'm a fan of Rodgers. I respect the hell out of him. I think he's an incredible player. I think it would be dope, but I don't know. I feel like the universe is speaking to me. I feel like I just can't see him in that uniform, and he's being weirdly quiet for a reason.
Yep.
I just don't know. I feel like he's going to retire. That's my bold prediction of the night.
Russell Wilson. Do they still go quarterback? Giants?
Bro, they just signed 3 quarterbacks. They got Jameis, they got Russ, and they signed DeVito. So I would think, but see, honestly, this is my GM hat. The fact that I think it's tough. It's a tough double-edged sword because you look at a guy like Dable and the GM, like they're like on a prove it. You know what I mean? Like just being real. Like you could just feel, just hearing everything and seeing they've had some struggles. Like if they don't pick it up this year, like I feel like there might be changes.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I feel like when you're in that position as a coach, you think, okay, we in an organization, like we got to make a big splash. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're in that position at 3 and you got one of those quarterbacks there, you would assume they would want to take one. But at the same time, I feel like what's best for that organization, like if you have a guy like, let's say Cam goes number 1 to the Titans. Cleveland takes a quarterback, takes Shador. Like if you got Travis Hunter there or you know what I mean? Or one of those guys, like I feel like what would be best for that team would get like an Abdul Carter with Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns.
Yeah.
Put like as many rushes as you can and have a dominant front. That was the last time the Giants were great. Like, you know what I mean? Or get a Travis Hunter. They don't have really I don't know who their number 1 corner is. I know they got one young corner, 27, but if you get a guy like Travis Hunter, he could change your whole organization. So I don't know. It's weird. Why would you sign 3 quarterbacks and then go draft and have 4 quarterbacks? It just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. Honestly, how did the Browns go past Abdul Carter? How does Abdul Carter though really slide past 2? I mean, honestly,
The Browns are going to trade their picks.
they could.
I think that they do. I think that they do.
I think they
I
trade.
think that the Browns trade their picks, and because they need a lot more than one player, and one player is not going to change that organization. So I think they trade their picks down. They get more in the second round. They drop down into the first.
I could see that.
And they get somebody who really needs it. But
Who's the Browns quarterback right now?
Kenny Pickett. So we're going to skip that. We're
Why
going to skip that.
do you say it like that?
What do you mean? Why do I say it like that? You always want to pull me back. You always want to pull me back, but then you want to get me started.
We don't have to do this, Dan.
All right.
You don't have to do this, Arian.
But what we can talk about is we have the Browns. Like the news was breaking today, Browns are in conversation with the Dallas Cowboys for Dak Prescott.
Now I'm hearing
Let's
it's
get your
fake
guys'
news.
Let's get your thoughts on that.
No,
Real news,
no
fake news.
Way. No way.
If they did that, would they be giving up their second pick to the Cowboys? That's my question. And if they are, then you would see Shador Sanders down in Dallas.
And you'd see someone else down there.
Who?
Just
Poppy.
what? You?
His pops would probably be joining the Dallas Cowboys organization at some capacity in the future.
Bianski?
Mm-hmm.
Friend of the program.
It
Friend
only
of the
makes
program.
sense.
Yeah.
But that's what everybody's saying, right? With the Browns talking to the Cowboys and they get Dak. I'm not going to weigh in on that opinion either right now. You know what? Kit. Why wouldn't I? You know,
This should be good.
Yeah.
the Cleveland Browns will literally take this organization to ruins to try and cover up the mistake of getting Deshaun Watson. They will give away and sell the city, not even the city, the team, to get another quarterback to make it a Band-Aid because of how bad the Deshaun Watson transaction was. But why I don't get why Dak would leave the Cowboys to go to Cleveland. Like, so the only way that they could do that is do the same thing that they did with Deshaun is by overpaying. Bad teams have to overpay to get good players.
Yeah, but Dak
Right.
just signed a dummy deal last year. He's the highest paid quarterback.
That's
He's
my
$60 million a year.
That's my exact point. So if that was real, the Browns would have to make the same mistake over again and throw him a dummy bag to come to Cleveland and have nothing for years. But bad teams have to overpay. They have to. But like, why would he leave CD Lamb? Why would he leave like the team that they have there? That's not that bad. You're going to give up Micah Parsons to go play with Myles Garrett. Like, it's a much smaller market. You're not at the Cowboys. You're not in Dallas. It just doesn't make sense. So the only way, if it is real, they have to just be dog brain and throw him a dumber bag. And I could see it. Nothing's out of the equation with the old Cleveland Browns.
See, I don't think they would have to give him a raise. I just think they would have to give up a lot as far as, I mean, you're getting fucking Dak Prescott. You're going to have to give up your future, basically.
They already did that. Look how it worked.
That's my point. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're at such a weird spot. I don't know what they do, bro. I don't think that's going to happen. No.
Can't.
No.
But you also can't have Kenny Pickett as your starting quarterback.
Well, they have the number 2 pick.
Spare me.
I honestly, you either take, yes, I agree. You either take a quarterback
I think Shador is going to go number 2.
as long as Cam goes 1, is what you're saying?
I think Cam's going to go 1. I think it's going to be 1-2. 1-2, 1-2.
I can see that.
Quarterback.
But if you're the GM, let's put our GM cap on just really quick. Darian, let's you play GM since this is your team and you love them so passionately. What would you do at 2 if Abdul Carr's there and you could put him on the other edge with Miles, or do you go grab Shador?
No, I don't do any of that. I trade picks. Literally, that team is so that they need more players than one D end or a quarterback. Like, you're going to get a quarterback, and then who? Who's going to block for him? Who's going to run the ball? Who's your number 1, right? You have Njoku, who catches maybe 34%. Yeah, exactly. You have Njoku, who catches 34% of the balls. You have Jerry Jeudy, who's out there solid. You have nobody to block for you, so you have 0 time to get Jerry Jeudy the ball. You have no running back, so to establish a run game. On the defensive side, you have Myles Garrett, nobody on the interior. JOK had to retire last season because he broke his back. Terrible situation, but he was the best thing that we had in the second level. Secondary solid, but there's so many other pieces in that team that they have to do to be able to compete and contend. Like,
who's JOK?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The linebacker out of Notre Dame.
Is he a poly?
No, he's African. Osamora.
The single digit number 6 or something?
Yeah, number 6.
He had to retire?
Yeah, he broke his back.
How is this not bigger news?
Yeah.
It happened last season.
What?
We need
Jesus,
to get.
that tells you how much
Can we
I'm
get a fact checked on that?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Well, I feel like, listen, I know you're in a world of hurt over there, D. All right. But listen, just like you had to reel me back in here for the terrible connection that I had, I don't think the Browns are that off. I think they're off for sure, but I don't think they're that off. Like, their defense is, they're off. They're way off. But listen, that's okay. You have to have more belief.
Darren doesn't want to hear it.
No, he doesn't.
Poor guy.
I would.
Disgusting.
No, f- that. You're a fucking Raider fan. You're fully committed. I'm sick of it. It's like my cousins I got to deal with who are Lions fans. I'm like, f- them. You're a part of us. No offense. Grew up a big Lion fan. You're a Raider. I'm a Raider. You guys are Raiders. You adopted. F- everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So fact check here. Emerson says he's reportedly been rehabbing from his injury, but the team is yet to share an official update. He hasn't been cleared to return to football activities. And given how severe the injury was, some believe he should think his future beyond football and call it quits.
Damn.
So it's been up in the air, but it was like, yeah, I mean, he's an absolute monster.
He's
like
a dog. He's
monster.
a dog.
And he had that injury. And so, yeah, that's my whole point. Like, you have to rebuild so much more. I mean, I can't be convinced otherwise. Have to rebuild so much more. And I would get Jackson Dart.
Did you guys see Will Campbell in his interview talking about, for 2 years I'm playing ball and everyone's talking about how great of a player I am, and all of a sudden now I come out with my arms are a little shorter and now everyone's questioning if I can play football. And he says it's bullshit. What are your thoughts on that, Max and D? What do you think about that too, former O-lineman?
I agree. I think it's bullshit. I mean, that's just what they do with the draft. They try to nitpick everything and talk about what you can't do and every negative they can randomly, weirdly find. But at the end of the day, it's, can you play football or not? He's obviously big enough. He's obviously been in the SEC for years, locking dudes up. So, like, they're just going to try to find anything. You know what I mean? it is what it is. They said I had short arms. Now they call me the Condor. So, I mean, they can right off. So it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Let's be real.
I love that.
I think my opinion on him has been a very, very firm stance since his senior year. I think he's the best tackle in college football coming into the draft. I think he's an absolute monster. You can't teach what he has between the ears. He's a dog, plays in the trenches like it should be. And everybody that's grading him and talking about his arms could never line up and do what he does in a Pee-wee level or a 37U level. He is a savage. And he's going to be and I believe he has the potential to have high accolades once he enters the NFL. So, exactly, right off. I'm with you, Op.
Yeah. Breaking. It looks like the Browns might draft Ashton Hall. Do you know who that is? It's the morning routine guy. You been watching that?
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
You didn't see the guy who wakes up, puts sparkling water in his shit from 3 o'clock to 7? Max.
Oh, is this a dude on steroids? Someone was telling me about this.
Yes. It's like the most cringe. They're like, he woke up at 3
I
a.m.
don't
till
know who
7 and he did nothing.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, my gosh. Darian, what, are you pulling it up?
No, it won't let me do it, but he literally he reminds me of like Keanu Neal. Do you remember him? Played for Florida, played for the Falcons. He literally, I thought it was him for a second when he first was doing it, and when I saw the video. But yeah, I mean, I've seen every single university, every single team. They like recreate it.
Yes,
it's ridiculous.
Who is this? Is he a football player? I'm confused.
No,
he used to be. Not. He played at Alcorn State. Acorn State.
Okay. In other news, Stephen A. This is our last piece here. I know we're running a little bit long. Last piece. Stephen A. Smith, Brogan, comes out and says he would have, and quote, swung on LeBron if he would have touched him.
Idiot.
In their sideline exchange after talking to Bronny. Came on his podcast today and said that. What are our initial thoughts? Make it short, make it sweet, and wrap us up once you're done.
Well, you saw my reaction when I told you before we aired about it, and what I say? What an idiot. I said that'd be the dumbest mistake he'd ever make. And sorry, and you know what? This might butcher any future guest appearance that we could have with Stephen A. And honestly, I don't care now because, bro, this is exactly what I thought LeBron and Pat McAfee did a great job. Look, there's you.
Sick throw, Max.
Who is that?
In New York, who just got signed to New York and just threw a ball?
Mr. Unlimited.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh, this guy's cheering him on.
Can't help it. It's New York. A bunch of savages.
Oh my God.
They probably threw it back at him. Pause.
Stephen A.
Look at Stephen A. on here so you and him could debate about LeBron.
Oh, I would love it. That would do ratings.
We need Stephen A. Stephen A., you're coming on the show. We're getting you on the rush. I know you work with Gary. I know some people. We know people together. I heard you talking about me on First Take, talking about you don't like my decision. How about you get on the podcast? And how about me?
Yes.
Stephen A., I want you on the podcast. I would love that.
Yes.
Talking Heads talk back.
I'm
here for it.
I don't think I have to say anything else. Max, I mean, you just heard this for the first time. What do you think about a guy that's going on TV talking about if LeBron, 6'10", 220.
I have no answers. I have no words. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
I know. And that's exactly how I feel too, D.
Would have swung on LeBron. That's fucking all the time.
I've had a lot of hot takes today. But that being said, it's good to be back with the boys. Energy's elite. We're gonna be getting back in person here soon, getting you guys some fire ass guests. WAP, bring us home, close us up, and let's call it a night.
Honestly, that was a phenomenal episode. I know we had some issues. Brogan, his weird Wi-Fi. You know, we had some ups and downs. He was a little emotional. He got back. He's now smiling. I mean, we're in a great place now. But that's what this is all about. This is what it's all about. If we're on a roller coaster, we're going this way, though. You know what I mean? A little bumps.
Brogan's going to ride it.
We're only going up. Oh, yeah, he's going to ride it for sure. But anyway, the whole Condor Cartel, the 98 percenters. That's what we're calling you guys. We are the 98 percenters. Everyone tuning in, keep liking, keep subscribing, show up and show out. We love you guys so much. We're going to be back next Tuesday. We had to move it. Obviously, I had to go there. I had to go to Michigan. I had to be with some family. Had to handle some business, like you said. the Max open in Lapeer, Michigan. Big shout out to the whole team there. Everyone tuning in, we love you guys. Drink your Zen water, and we love you guys. God bless America.
Shout out to
Peace.
Go Raiders.
Walk up in this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him.